Hi, everybody. This is Miss Barbie coming at you with some English 1. We are starting to write our comparative analyses today. I think that's a very valuable skill, being able to compare and contrast different sets of data, which in your case are your interview responses. You can see now in the news, there's a lot of comparing and contrasting going on. We're comparing the escalation of number of cases of the coronavirus to the number of cases of the swine flu, which was over a decade ago. We're comparing and contrasting how different countries are responding to the coronavirus. It's all over. So, this is a valuable skill, it's a life skill. And I'm hoping that, I think that this assignment was really well timed because there are a lot of articles right now talking about the generational differences um, in responding to this pandemic. You have the baby boomers doing one thing, Gen X doing one thing, my generation, the millennials, and then yours. So I think some of you maybe capitalized on this as an opportunity to compare the differences in the reactions between Gen X and Gen Z. So I'm enjoying reading through your interview responses. Anywho, we are going to go ahead and format your blank Google document, which will serve as your essay draft. So you know that standard MLA format is Times New Roman, size 12. You are going to double space it. So in order to do that, hover above this icon that says line spacing. You're going to scroll down and click double, and you'll type your first and last name. You're going to type the teacher's name. Why is it in a different font? That's weird. Fix this. Okay. Oh, that's why. All right, teacher's name, Miss Megan Barbie. The class is English 1, period. You're either 2 or 3. And then the due date. So in your case, I believe your due date is Friday. Let's just say it's Friday. It might not be. 2020. Okay. Enter once, and then you're going to center align your clicker. Your title is not going to be comparative analysis because you are more creative than that. So I want you to write creative, eye-catching title and then highlight it so that it is eye-catching and you see it before you go to turn it in, and you're like, oh yeah, I have to do that. Enter one more time, left align. Remove that highlighter if you have to. Indent, and we are ready to start what first part? The introduction. So you have a beautiful tool called an outline that you created yesterday, which is going to help you write this paper. So I want you to take your mouse, click on the tab up here, and then drag it out to the side like that. And then you're going to have to do that. Do the same thing on the left. And I want you to find your outline so that you have it side by side with your draft. So you can literally go section by section. Great. There's me. All right. So let's start with the introduction. I know I need my hook. I need to engage my reader. And I was going to start with a question. So let's just try something out. So here's my hook, basically asking a question, kind of leading them towards a path that most of them might have thought, but then saying, actually, you're wrong. Um, so I need my bridge, and then I need my bridge to go into my thesis. So I gave them the actual answer, which is that they were wrong. Um, and now I want to kind of fit this line in that individuals are more complex than the stereotypes we try to fit them into. Hmm. Okay. So you can see in this last sentence that I used my sentence template here from my outline. Let me just read this and hear how it sounds. I highly recommend that you read your writing to yourself because it will help you, first of all, notice mistakes, and then, second of all, help you understand whether or not your writing flows. You'll know if it flows because it won't sound weird. If it sounds odd, like abrupt, then it probably means you need to work on your flow. Which generation is most likely to accept a member of the other generation? If you guessed Gen X, maybe it's because you thought they were older, wiser, and more understanding of others. But I'm gonna I'm gonna add a semicolon because I love a good semicolon. And I'm gonna do, however, my Thanos. However, you were wrong. While there are many differences between Generation X and Generation Z, they do share some similarities that defy the stereotypes we often try to foist upon them. Generation X and Generation Z both value hard work, though they differ significantly on how easy it is for certain groups of people to overcome poverty and achieve the American dream through hard work alone. Okay, so I like that this um, goes back to the hard work. I think I need to, consider my audience in your introduction. You're talking about Generation X and Generation Z. Well, then you should probably give the years that make up that generation. So for Generation X, we know it's 1965 to 1980, I believe. And then Generation Z is 1997. I'm not sure when it ends, but basically right now, the current teenage generation. Cool. So I believe that flows pretty well. Let's see, one, two, that's three sentences. But I differed my sentence structure by adding a semicolon. And I clarified who is Gen X and who is Gen Z. From this point onward, since you've already introduced them, you can actually refer to them informally as Gen X and Gen Z. All right, so I think I'm going to stop the video here so that you can practice writing your introduction. Remember to use your outline as I am. That's a tool that you created, so don't try and redo what you've already done. You have good stuff here if you did yesterday's work. Once you have done your intro paragraph, go ahead and restart the video and we'll do the leveled up body paragraph on similarities. All right, so by this point you have written a draft of your introduction, and now we are moving on to the leveled up body paragraph on similarities between your Gen X and Gen Z. Before we do that, one thing I forgot to do. You want to do your first and last name in the title and call it comparative analysis. Boom. And you also want to add page number. So you're going to do insert, scroll down to page numbers, click the top left option. Move your mouse, type your last name and a space, and then highlight that text, make it Times New Roman, size 12. And at this point, it looks like I'm running out of disk space because this video is kind of long. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it, and I'll just upload a new video for the leveled up body paragraph on similarities.